Welcome to episode number 153 of Pro NoCoders Office Hours. I'm your host, Tonya. We're here with members Ben and Thomas and my Kim. We're going to get started in just a moment, but I want to give you a little insight into what Office Hours is all about. Essentially, we invite our members to come on our Zooms, which we broadcast live, but our members get to ask any question they want about Bubble, and we will try to answer it. We can't promise answers because we don't have all of them, but we do our best and we get it right most of the time. And we definitely promise you won't suffer alone with your questions. If you would like to join us on Office Hours to ask your Bubble questions, you can sign up at pronocoders.com. It's free to sign up and you can check it out. And then you can click on a Zoom link, come on into the Zoom for a complimentary session, and we'll try to get you some answers quick. Let's go ahead and get started. Thomas, do you have any questions this evening? Thomas? Oh, he's cooking.
I was
That's okay. Do you have any questions for this evening?
That second question, I don't think we're going to be able to answer that one though.
Yes. So what Thomas is referring to is we've posted a poll in our Facebook group, bubble.io Pro NoCoders. We're wondering what you want to learn about the new responsive engine. Eli has already done a couple of lives with us to kind of show off what Flexbox can do. He wants to do a few more, but he wants to make them pointed and specific. So much quicker, much easier to absorb, and great content for you to just learn something new about the responsive editor. So if you wouldn't mind going into the group, you can join at facebook.com/groups/Pro NoCoders and go ahead and vote for which question you want to see us do first. And then, add any options here that you would like if you have specific questions. So Thomas, you want to know how to make your dashboard responsive, really using the responsive engine. And it's right up there. So we'll see. We'll get to it for sure. No other questions, Thomas?
No.
Nope. How about you, Ben?
Yeah, heaps. Let's go.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. All right. So share screen. P.S. Thomas, this is I tried to rebuild my index page in responsive. Are you talking about dashboard or index?
Dashboard.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I managed to get that done at least in responsive, which was good, which I was pretty happy about.
Yeah.
But adding a header here, what are your thoughts on that? Being able to add it. So whenever I made a reusable app header.
And the reusable is a regular group or a floating group. So you're just talking about that section of overlapping floating groups, basically, right?
Yeah. So what I'm trying to do is, I don't know if you remember. Oh, God, why is it so slow?
Because you're sharing your screen.
I guess I can add a like that to that, can't I?
Mm-hmm.
And then same here. But then when I go to show, say, my main dashboard, see you later. And then if I try and make it the top, the first, see you later.
Wait, what are you
Oh,
trying to
wow. It keeps flipping it.
Yeah, it just goes anywhere it wants all over the page.
Have you tried grouping those two items other than the sidebar? So that
Grouping that and that, you mean?
Stacking. Okay, so what's the bottom element? What's that thing hiding in the bottom?
This is, yeah, it's kind of my main dashboard.
So you want that header to stack on top of that and then the sidebar to stay on the side.
Essentially what I want is for this to go first.
So
It to sit like that and then have new content show up in this section here.
click on the header
Yep.
and then shift click on the group that's all the way at the bottom.
Okay.
Or whatever that was. It might be a little too,
And group them.
yeah. And then that main container group holding those two elements would be column, so they could stack on top of each other. But the thing is that like, I might not be right about this, but like I'm looking at your, I don't even know if I'm answering your question, but it seems like your content is already expanding a bit past where the sidebar would be. So you might want to move that to the right a little bit for UX reasons.
Well, now it's just, this is dropped right down for some reason.
Have you tried moving that to the right?
Sorry, this one.
Is it?
Maybe if I.
Oh, gotcha. So the responsive is making it look like this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think of is, like you're saying, group that, and then make it the second item to this.
Yeah, well,
And make it a
group those two
column.
things, and then
I think that's actually how, so it's like there's, yeah, so it's almost like in a dashboard page that you set it up, the main page as a row.
I can show you how I did it. I did the
Yeah.
same thing.
Oh yeah, do you want to see Thomas, what Thomas has been up to?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've actually been really impressed because he's taken that scope that you've seen. Look what he's
Yeah.
done.
So this
Oh,
is a
wow.
sidebar itself, but there's this is a header, and then this is like its own group, and then this is another group holding the repeating group. But this whole group containing these three elements here is a container, and then these are
Gotcha.
like, so, but this isn't in that. This is its own separate thing.
So is your page set up to be a row?
No, it's column.
It's a
Because I
column?
will be stacking.
How do you have it as a column when there's two columns?
Yeah.
It's a lot of groups. Give me a second. I just want to make sure I was right about that. No, it's at the row. I think I may have made the difference. What was the question again?
So like, what is the main page set to? The like layout of the main page?
It was column before, and I put it back to column.
Okay.
And then there's this group, which contains, so this is how this works. There is this main group, which will be where I do the URL parameters, right? And within this group, this is set to row.
Yeah.
So the sidebar is a group, a color group. And that's all the way to the left, obviously, as a row. And then there's this group, which contains these elements. And this is also set as a row stuck to the sidebar. Does that make sense? So it's just this group. It's a sidebar.
The overall application is a row though, isn't it? Not a column.
Yeah, so I think you have the page set as a column, but then you have one big group on the
Yeah, the
page
big group
that's
is
set as a row.
It's set as a row.
Ah.
Yeah, because what I want to do is I want to be able to use URL parameters on the page to go between the groups. But in order to get that sidebar view, I had to do a row as a container layout. So I can have the sidebar stuck to the left, and then this main group holding all this content stuck to the left as well. Like everything just sticks to the left, right? I don't know if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Okay, let's.
So this sidebar is, so I'll show you. This is the main group. It's set to row. The sidebar is set to column because I wanted to do this stuff here.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it's just a crap ton of groups. That's what you really have to do. And then this main container group is a column because I'm stacking the header. I'm stacking this section here, which is its own group. And then I'm stacking the repeating group with the title. Can I share this as like a?
I think S2 on it is the limit,
Gotcha.
and you can't make an agency one public.
Gotcha.
But,
I don't know if I answered your question though,
but you could copy it and then share it with Ben and the copy of what you have existing currently.
yeah, it's up to you, Ben. I've never shared like an editor before, so I don't quite know how to do that.
I think I've got it. If I can. It's essentially just groups on groups on groups on groups on groups.
Yep.
Yeah, just think in rows and columns, put it that way.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, everything else has been fine. It was just that issue has just been messing with my head a little bit. I had to do the whole walk away for 5 minute kind of thing.
Step away from the computer.
Yeah.
I did that when
Yes,
my baby was born.
Oh, okay.
Baby was crying in the middle of the night, and I was like, I was so exhausted. And I was like, I need to step away from the baby.
Okay, interesting. All right, I'll have a play with that and see what kind of comes out of it, I guess. Also, I did that. I did a bug report for that problem I was having with the groups animating.
Yeah, how'd that go?
They've up whatever it is, sent it to someone else, but apparently it's pretty common at this point.
Yeah. Very cool. Hopefully they get it resolved soon.
Yeah.
They will. They're working on it. I mean, like I said, they're not going back. So
Yeah.
did you have anything else then?
That was my big one. I thought that would take longer than it did.
I'm trying to figure out Google Sheets API stuff. I need to get Cameron on the line. I'm like, what?
Oh, what are you trying to figure out with that?
So I have a video that you know how sometimes like you get a video and the video is like helpful, but only just so helpful.
Yes.
Because it's not a context for what you need, which is why our extension is going to allow you to ask us questions in context. So I have a video that's showing someone how to do some things, but it's already like set up for them. So it skips over a lot of pieces. The thing that I need here, I'll share my screen. So last night I was working with Thomas and Brittany, and I got the Google login stuff happening. That's not a problem anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a special link that I need to send the user with the permission on the sheet that I'm trying to interact with to get authorized. But he didn't describe it as OAuth, right? But I think that's what it is. But then he didn't describe it as that. He's like, I'm going to give you this link to send them to. So I think that's probably the link that like you send people to when you click the button to go to Google and OAuth. So I added the API in the dashboard. So I enabled the Google Sheets API. And then I added the Google Sheets scope to the OAuth. And the thing that I'm confused about is I'm OAuthing and fine, that part's working, but I'm not getting a refresh token. And I don't know how to like get the refresh token back with the URL on the redirect. So.
That's why I've been using Pathfix, because they handle all of the tokens and refresh tokens.
Yeah, I just need to go back and watch episode number 110 when Cameron Wilder Booth taught us about all of that stuff. Because I've heard so many wonderful things about Pathfix, but I also know if I just understand the principle, then I won't be as handicapped as I feel right now. So.
Yeah, and Pathfix have also just introduced their whole automation service, so you can basically interact with Bubble with every other application through it. So it's just like a Zapier specifically for Bubble, but I guess you can do that in APIs anyway, can't you?
Yeah, I think that I don't know. Do you you pay for Pathfix? Is that right? Is it like a monthly thing or
$20? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the thing is that you through the API connector, which is a free plugin built by Bubble, I can do all of that at no additional charge.
Yeah.
So
we're not all as smart as you though, Tonya.
Yeah, no, it's not very smart to still be stuck on this over a year later, right? When I know that it can be done, right? I just haven't put myself through the paces to learn it. So I'm putting myself through the paces to learn it. I've got to figure it out. If I have to employ Eli to teach me, I will. But I've got to figure this out because this is ridiculous that you have this tool right here is basically all you need to connect to almost any API out there. If it's a REST API, you can connect to it through the Bubble API connector. And Bubble doesn't limit your API calls out to get stuff. They limit how much you can get in return, but there are workarounds for that as well. So it's yeah, I don't want to keep spending money after money after money for things that are I shouldn't have to pay for it if I know how to use this. So
I tried doing that Airtable to Bubble thing and I gave up, and I think I'm just using Zapier.
The Airtable plugin doesn't work for you?
Bringing information in from Airtable through backend workflow, recursive workflows.
Oh, didn't I get that working?
Yeah, but I didn't understand it.
Oh, okay. Well, you want to do that? Or no?
We can. I just feel like it's being painful now that I keep bringing it up.
No. Somebody will get something out of it. That's the whole point, right? I do not mind, I'm just going to tell people who are watching this, I don't expect somebody to sit there and watch all of our episodes back to back to back. So the fact that you do that sometimes and I annoy you, I'm sorry. But I think it's good. It's whenever I can help, I don't mind the repeat questions because repetition is how people learn. It's part of how people learn. So.
Right. Okay. Yeah, cool. If you,
the one thing I will warn you though is you'll probably have to refresh your API key after doing this because you won't want anybody.
That's okay.
Yeah.
As long as it's not going to annoy Thomas too much as well.
That won't annoy Thomas, I don't think.
Nah, bro. Come on.
Nah, he's just chilling.
Okay. I think maybe I need to explain the use case a bit better as well.
Okay.
Which is, so I've got this Airtable base, which is news to be uploaded. So news to be uploaded is this. So it's gone through the process of being checked, assigned, everything kind of checked on here, and now it's ready to be uploaded. So the status is confirmed to upload.
Okay.
And then what I'm looking to do is once it hits that status in that view in Airtable, is automatically straight away just come in as app data as news.
Gotcha. That part I don't know how to do, but I
Right.
can tell you how to check for things of that status at, at regular intervals. So
Right.
I don't know how to send like a webhook from Airtable into Bubble. That's essentially what you're asking for. We
Yeah.
could go and study and see if webhooks is something. It is something that Airtable can do, at least in part, or like generating something, because I know you can like send emails. I have it's not very reliable, honestly. It's kind of
Yeah.
surprising. I don't know if you've tried it, but I have it like when records move in and out of views, you get like an email, and it only works some of the time, which is
Yeah.
weird. But
I
I
think because I
can,
want it acid, like I want it straight away, I think it's going to have to be a Zapier thing or a
yeah, because
Integra
Zapier
thing.
sets up and listens for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did speak to Eli on Slack, and we were going to talk about it next time he's on, because Integromat is not like as user friendly or nearly as user friendly as Zapier is, but
Okay.
it's more powerful. And I think the pricing model,
Yeah, Integromat has a much better pricing model.
is
But I
pretty.
mean, even Zapier, like, I mean, it would be
Like
not that much CPU if you were to do like, I mean, I think you have to be like at a $400 plan on Zapier to even get like 1 minute listening, right?
let's have a
Because
look.
Zapier is not immediate either.
It is with Airtable. A lot of it is.
Okay.
So 750 tasks a month for almost $30 Australian, $9 a month for 10,000 operations. Like it's quite
Yeah. So I
massive.
mean, Integromat is much less expensive, but I guess what I'm trying to say is if you set up a recurring workflow to check for new things every 2 minutes, would that be fast enough for you? Like with the Airtable
Oh yeah,
Bubble plugin?
yeah, absolutely. That's totally fine. Even every hour is fine.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, because we can just do that with Bubble and you don't have to pay for Zap or Integromat.
Okay, yeah. If you're willing to deal with me asking a lot of questions, sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So I already have a prototype of this built. I think it was in the October sandbox, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a back-end workflow, isn't it?
It is. And then just letting it up, but I'm going to take over sharing my screen. I'll explain it and then we'll replicate it.
Awesome. PS, have you played with the new interface on Airtable yet?
I started yesterday, just like I created one. I haven't done anything with it yet though. But what I want to do, I have a project actually. Maybe you and I can like do it as a fun side project together and just see like what we come up with. Because I basically have an app in Airtable already. It's just, it was never friendly enough to allow other people to interact with it. Right.
Cool.
So yeah, let's see here, go to the backend workflows. So what's this one? Schedule API. workflow initiate from Airtable. Trying to remember, we just did this, didn't we? Like the other day. Okay, so initiate from Airtable, and what we were doing is schedule API workflow from Airtable, and we were doing this at the certain interval, right? So this was every hour, it was going to redo this and schedule this again.
Yes.
Okay, so we need the initiate from Airtable workflow, and we need the from Airtable workflow. The from Airtable workflow is it's pretty simple. You just create a new thing in your database, the kind of thing that you want to create, and then you pull the fields from your Airtable connection, right? So the search here is we're searching a specific table within an Airtable base. And then in my case, I was looking for BUID is empty. I still think that's probably good, but you would probably also add the new constraint where it would say that the status is ready to upload.
Gotcha. Yep.
Right. And then after you pull that in, like you would just have to make all of these searches consistent, and then you grab whatever fields you want and create your thing. And you only do it when that search, the count is greater than 0, but the same search for all of these, right?
Yep.
Then the next step is you're going to modify the record. And in my case, I'm adding the BUID. In your case, you would add the BUID, which is the bubble unique identifier.
Yep.
And also change the status of it.
Yep.
And that way you will know that you already have that record and it won't pull it in twice.
Awesome.
And then you just schedule the workflow to run again every, I put 1 second. I probably would change that to 5 seconds, like just to give it time between them, because that'll be less taxing on your capacity. But this is the same as this condition here. So it's just 2 very simple workflows. The trickiest part about it is sometimes initiating it, but that's pretty simple too. All right, so I'm ready to go. We could actually, let's just build it in yours. Do you want me to go? Are you building it in the same app that I have access to?
Yes. Correct.
Do you want me to drive, or do you want to do it?
Oh, if you want to drive, that'd be great.
Okay.
I can do whatever you kind of need done. I'm really hoping that backend workflows don't take me as long as APIs to work out, because that took forever.
No, they won't, because it's so similar to the workflows that you use in regular pages. Like the only difference between backend workflows and front end workflow, well, there are a couple of differences, but the first difference is you don't have access to anything on the page because technically it's working without a page, right? So you can't refer to a group or an input or anything like that. And then the second thing is that they run without the user being logged in, because on the front end workflows, they can't run unless the user is present on the page. The moment the user leaves the page, the workflows stop running. So, yeah. Okay, so you have the plugin already installed?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so this is going to show I just want to make sure you're okay with me showing the API key.
Yeah, I'll just change them later.
Okay, cool. All right, so what we have to do here.
I might do that in after hours.
Yep. Is this
That's the one. Yep.
Okay, and it's all initialized and everything. Everything's being.
Yep. Hold on.
Okay, cool. I guess I didn't have to share your API key. I'm sorry. All right, if that's the case, then we can just go to the backend workflows. So new API workflow. I'm going to call this one initiate from Airtable. And we'll do this one. You can rename them later. The names don't really matter. Okay, and so this one is going to call that one.
So essentially it's the workflow to do all the work and then a workflow just telling the other workflow to go.
Yeah, because this is this workflow, both of these are recursive. So they're
Right.
both running themselves over and over. This
Yeah.
one is running itself over and over through the list of new items from your Airtable. This one is running over and over on a timer.
Gotcha. Okay.
So this one is going to run current date and time plus 1 hour. So that's all we need for that one. And then this one, we're going to do, what's the thing that we're creating in your database?
News article is the data type.
News article. All right, and
That's
what-
not required.
this is not, you don't need this one, okay?
Nope. Date would just be current date and time.
Okay.
Link is a link that should be available there in Airtable.
Oh, I deleted it. Why did I do that? Okay, so this, all right, so get data from an external API. We're gonna say Airtable table 1, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then we're going to search for, oh, you know what? We do need to go back into the plugin. If you're going to use, I guess we don't have to. We can just use that status. So status equals, and then we need to know what that status is going to equal. It's the status is going to be.
The status is confirmed to upload. Do you need it case sensitive?
Yes.
So confirmed and upload have a capital.
Here, actually, can you send it in chat?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect.
So will you have to do that status check on every field?
Yeah, you're gonna do the same search on every field.
Gotcha.
Yep. And then we're gonna take the first item and then the link.
Article URL. Let's put the second one down. Article URL.
This one, okay. Perfect. Now I can just copy this expression, and I'm assuming, do we need the author?
Yep. Yeah.
So paste, but instead of the article URL, we're gonna grab the news author. And then
There's no brand attached. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, what I mean.
News brief.
Yep.
Is it called something else?
Maybe it's body or what is it called in here? Let's have a look.
News
Main
section.
body. It's called main body in the Airtable.
We might have to reinitialize then, because I don't see it.
That's weird. Okay.
That's okay. Let's go back and reinitialize and then biggie. So we go to the plugin here, reinitialize. You said it was the.
Maybe it's not called table 1 anymore. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. No worries. It's not a problem. Okay. So let's click content.
Oh, yeah, see, look, table, news articles. That's what I thought. It's not called table 1.
Not
So
called
maybe-
table 1. Okay. So let's go That's weird because you don't have a table 1 here.
No.
So why is it pulling that up? That's very strange.
I find a lot of the information from APIs I've deleted in the past is still there, which is super annoying.
That is very annoying, but I don't see another Airtable here either. Well, let's just redo the plugin entirely. So I'm just gonna. Is that the same API key?
Let me check. Yep.
Okay. I'm just gonna delete this for now. Add this. Base is
The
click
base,
content
click content manager, it's called. Yep, that one.
and news articles. Okay. And the view, it doesn't matter, right?
Okay.
No, I'm asking, the view doesn't matter.
Oh, well, I've got a view that's news to upload if that makes it easier, but it doesn't have to be. It can be in any, you know.
That'll
either.
make it easier as the list gets longer. That'll make it
Okay.
easier for things to be found.
Cool.
Okay. Although, yeah, because it'll still be there until we modify it. So that should be fine. And then I don't think we need to delete anything from your
No.
Airtable, right? Okay. Article location is a text. Is that
Yep,
true?
that looks correct. I don't know if you want the image URL as a something else if we want to upload the image to it. Or would that be, see, I've got the image where I actually imported the image into the base and then I created an image URL because I was concerned that.
Yeah, the URL is going to work better. So I would just
Okay.
ignore this field.
Okay.
Yep. Main body status web link. Okay, cool.
It seems Bubble has a bit of an issue with importing images.
It does have a big issue with that. Okay, so now we're going to come here. We're going to get data from news articles, status confirmed, and then first item is the URL. Web link.
It is called web link. Yep.
Okay.
Author is called author. News brief is called main body.
And that news image is the image URL.
Image URL, yes.
Okay, and news title.
Is article name.
Article name.
Don't need that. Don't need that. And then the news website is article location.
Okay, and we want to do this when awesome.
So that's basically saying when there's one there, do this, otherwise don't do it. Correct?
Yep,
Gotcha.
exactly. And the way it's going to dwindle down is because this next step we're going to modify. We're going to go to the plugin and we're going to modify a record in Airtable. And so the record is going to be does that work? I don't understand how that would work because the results of step 1 is a thing in your database. So I think what we have to do here is get let's paste here. first item. And then we are only interested in the status here.
And I just sent you the updated status in the chat.
Okay. Okay. And we can copy this. And then now we need to schedule this workflow to run again. We'll give it 5 seconds to breathe. There we go.
Okay, so it's saying run this and then 5 seconds later run it again. Is that correct?
Right, and it will keep removing a record from what you're searching for, right? Because when we change the status here, when we look for the first item here, that item won't be there anymore. So it'll
Okay.
keep going until that list, all the status has been changed. So
Then what does the other API workflow? I'm confused. I thought
this is just the temporary one that you just need, or not even temporary. It's the one you're gonna have the temporary page. You're just gonna click the button one time to get it started is all.
and then you can delete that workflow?
And
or?
no, you leave this workflow because this is the one that's gonna be going every hour to schedule this one to run.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So
Cool.
that should take care of that. If we need to debug, we can, but actually I'm fairly confident that that would work if you wanted to start running it right now to test it.
Yeah, let's give it a crack.
Okay, cool. So we'll just go to, I'm just make a temporary page here. Okay, and then if I go to database, app data, news articles, do we have any in there?
Yep, there should be. Yep.
Okay, so we've got 7 entries. I'm just looking here because I want to see our progress, right?
Cool.
Okay, so if I this page, I don't know that I come back
Okay,
here.
it's taken it out of Airtable. Look at that.
How many were in there?
Just one.
Oh, just one. Okay, so it did its job. Got it.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. So that should work every hour that that workflow would run. So you're going to change your API key. So you're going to have to set this up, like change all of the stuff again. But it's all, I mean, the skeleton is there for you to do that with. And then you'll just click that button again on the temporary page. Yep.
So I just
And
need to go and change the API key over. Is that all?
Yeah, change the, if you, when you change the API key here, you're going to have to reinitialize everything again. So just remember when you reinitialize that we're going to ignore this field, but everything else should be set. And then you'll have to go back into the backend workflows into here and just change it to be, because you reinitialized, so it won't recognize this. So
Yep. Awesome.
you'll just recreate this and then change this one again. So yeah, but yeah, it's the skeleton is there for you to do everything you need to do now.
Awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so much better. Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to get the sort of hang of the back end work. It's going to take me a little, I'm going to have a bit of a play with them, I think.
Yeah. So the recursive workflows are just, when I discovered recursive workflows probably about a year ago, I was just like, oh, this is so cool, right? Looping through and iterating through things is like very core to something like JavaScript or
Yeah.
really any of the coding languages. And so this is, recursive workflows are very powerful. So
Awesome.
I will warn you, the biggest thing to be careful of with recursive workflows, and the same goes for coding as well, is not to create an infinite loop, right?
Right.
So you always want to make sure, like for this one, it's okay because I do want it to run every single time because it's on a timer, but I only want it to run once per hour, and that's not going to kill my app, right?
Right.
So this is an infinite loop, but it's a timed infinite loop. So it's
Yeah.
not going to like break anything. But this one, if I didn't have these here to limit it to this particular count, and if I wasn't changing this record to remove it from this list, it would just every 5 seconds it would run forever, and that would be bad. I have not broken my app, but I have given myself a severe headache for 2 days while my app tried to recover from an infinite loop. So
And so am I able to delete that page that just has the button on it now, or does that need to stay?
if you get everything worked out within if you get everything worked out, it should be fine because it's scheduling itself to run again over and over. So
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
you should be able to delete it.
Sweet. Okay, cool. I just didn't know if that needed to stay. Sweet.
No, yeah. Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. Is there anything else, gentlemen?
No.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap up office hours for this evening. We are going to be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time for office hours episode. Oh my goodness, I forget where I am in the world. Let's see. I forget. Is it 154 or 155?
Yeah,
no, I think we're on 154, right?
this is 153.
Oh, okay. So at office hours episode number 154 in the morning. I hope you will join us. Go to pronocoders.com and sign up today so you can come and meet all of us and get your bubble questions answered. And yeah, we're going to move into after hours with just our members now. So we'll see you later.